Welcome back. You're watching Overdrive. Now, we don't do this very often on the show, but today we've decided to catch up with Indian business tycoon Gautam Singhania, whose love affair for the world of motorsport and also his hunger for owning the fastest and most exotic supercars is what defines him as a through and through adrenaline junkie. Here's more about Gautam Singhania.
Well, I started off at a very young age when at the age of 4 I had a go-kart, one of those rudimentary go-karts that were available in those days, and I grew up driving that at the age of 4. I remember in my old house where these go-karts hardly had any power and they would not slide. One had to put water on the marble so that the flooring, which was made of marble, got slippery, and that taught me a lot of car control. That was a great way to start. And then in the good old days, there used to be the racing at Juhu Aerodrome, which was sponsored by the Indian Automobile Racing Club. My uncle was part of that, and I used to go and watch the racing there. So I think that's the seed where my passion for motorsport began. When the Maruti came to this country, I mean, it was a huge jump up from the Premier Padmani. Before that, we raced the Premier Padmani. I remember on my Premier Padmani, we broke a gearbox, I think, every third day, leave alone, last for 6 months. It was a challenge. I mean, maybe we learned with crap, and therefore we became better drivers. And then you had the Marutis, which were 3-cylinder, the 800s were 3-cylinder. We modified them with 3 carburetors, and I raced that at Juhu, I remember, in the early 90s, if I'm not mistaken. Well, I don't think I ever got out of the bug of racing. So drifting and racing are two different things. In drifting, I saw an ad, I saw a video of drifting. I said, let me go learn how to drift. I booked myself some lessons, went and started to learn. I got interested, and somebody said, the only way to get better is to come and do a competition. So I went and I rented a car with a friend, and we shared a car with Scotty, and we went out drifting and we won. So that was as far as that went. As far as track racing goes, it was a different story entirely. I've always been interested in track racing. It's something I've done in the past. And I got myself a test on a 458 GT3. A phenomenal machine if you've never driven it. It's just another mind-boggling level. But that was that. And then somebody said, why don't you get a car and we'll do some testing. And so I said to myself, why not get a car and just see how quick we are and see if you can even drive these cars. I mean, I was probably 45, 46. And I said, at this age, are we going to even be able to drive these super machines? And we got a car to BIC, and I probably did about 600-700 laps at BIC. My fastest lap came on my last lap. It was the 600 or 700th lap, and I loved it. I mean, I cannot even tell you how exhilarating those 6 days were. We said we'll do a few races. We did a few races in the Ferrari Owners Club in the UK, which I won. We did some MGK racing in Abu Dhabi, which I again was lucky to win. And then we took it one step at a time from there. The 458 Challenge is so different from a road car that you cannot imagine. I would say the 458 Challenge would be about anything between 15 to 18 seconds faster than a regular 458 around BIC, which is phenomenal. I mean, a second is a lifetime in motorsport, but it's almost 15 to 18 seconds faster. I think today, with the little bit of experience I've got, I've done a 159.44 at BIC, but I'm more than confident I can do a 155 at BIC today. So I think the first one I bought was a Lotus Elise, which was a nice, cheap, modified go-kart, if I so call it, with love. But it was a beautiful car, and I really enjoy using it. I still drive it today, and I think it's a timeless car. I really look for different kind of cars in my collection, not two of the same. So I would say, even though I have two M3s, one is a regular M3, one is a G-Power 640 bhp 3. So I'm continuously looking for different stuff. My Watsana M3 is probably the only one of its kind, maybe two in the world. What's different? I mean, if you see the Lamborghini on my left, it's the only Superleggera converted with a Technica Magnifica front and a rear. So they're unique, some of them. All my projects are handled by me to start with the conceptualizing of what I want to do. I need to know where it fits into my grid. I need to know what I'm going to do with it. We literally have cars for different occasions. I mean, there are 4 or 5 drift cars lying here. They are completely different to each other. There's a E46 BMW lying here with 650 bhp. Again, a V8 supercharged, putting out 990 Newton meters of torque. I mean, you light up a set of tires and in 2 kilometers they're done. On the road cars, that same tire will give you 4 years, but we light them up in 2 kilometers and we're done. And that's the kind of torque and power that these cars have. So it's got a different steering lock as compared to the S13. You can actually drift it so you can get the tail out first. You can actually get it to go more than 90 degrees. On the left is a S15 Nissan, which is a straight 6 turbocharged car, putting out about 550 horsepower. Much more difficult to drive because you've got to use a completely different technique to drive it, whereas the other car is a S13, but it's with a V8 naturally aspirated engine. Obviously much more easier to drive because the power kicks in earlier. So whilst they look the same, they're completely different. Right behind that you've got a Subaru standing, which is a 650 horsepower Subaru, and that's a 4-wheel drive, so it's been designed to do 4-wheel drifting. So as you can see, the 3 cars all look like drift cars to the layperson, but they're absolutely different. The techniques involved in drifting these cars are very, very different. In a 2-wheel drive, you will counter steer in a corner. In a 4-wheel drive, you'll steer into the corner because the front wheel has drive. If you counter steer, it'll pull you out, but if you pull it in, it'll pull. So there are different techniques that are used. You know, life is a journey, it's not a destination. So I bought a rickshaw. I wanted a rickshaw, so I bought a rickshaw. I mean, people say, it's red and white, it's beautiful, it's got a music system, and I think it's really cool. I bought a trike just now, which I just built. It's cool. So, I mean, even if I don't ride the trike, not true, but I rode it yesterday in the evening, and I had tremendous pleasure in it. But it's a piece of art. You can use it as a piece of art. I think fitness plays a different role. It's not only racing, it makes you fit in your business, it makes you fit through the day. I can do today, most of my days are 16, 17-hour days. And not only am I doing fitness, I'm doing other types of mind-body training which has come out from this. So a lot of our fitness is to do with the mind. We don't do only cardio and weights, we do different types of stuff. And I feel good.
Well, here's wishing Gautam all the luck for the 2017 Ferrari Challenge. On that note, it's time for us to take our final break here on the show, but coming up on the other side.